Hey everyone, this is Ian Miller,
What's going on, guys? It's Andrew.
and welcome back to Media Talk with Miller and Smith. Tonight we actually have a slew of topics to get through. Obviously, our main focus is Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, but first, we need to take you through some of the big announcements that happened at San Diego Comic Con, and man, were they a doozy. So let's get started.
Let's do it.
Okay, so obviously everyone's talking about the Marvel one,
Mm-hmm.
from Marvel Studios. They
Yep.
made some pretty big announcements. For those of you who haven't seen the announcements, buckle up. It's quite the ride.
Yeah.
Okay, so uh, project number one. Yes, this is a project. Director Sean Levy is actually directing Ghost Rider. And who's the Ghost Rider in this? Wait for it. It's Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. That one kind of caught me by surprise. He and Sean have been teaming up for Star Wars Starfighters, but I didn't know he was interested in doing Ghost Rider. Um, until I heard they leaked a interview with him when he was on the stage with Kevin, saying that he's been wanting to play this character for a long time. So it's kind of interesting, you know. I didn't potentially see him as Ghost Rider, but it'll be interesting.
Yeah, considering his wife, Ava Mendes, was actually in the 2007 version with
True.
Nicolas Cage playing Ghost Rider. So
True.
it's quite interesting. In fact, she actually is all for this, and she actually signed a post on Instagram saying "Love Roxy," which is the character she played in the 2007
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it because I think Ghost Rider was always an interesting character,
Hmm.
and I think it'll be interesting to see how he interacts with the rest of the MCU. So we're excited about that.
Yeah. Definitely. So we'll see how he fares in that. Very excited. Um, the next big topic here that we have, director Ryan Coogler is directing Black Panther 3, and we
Love the Black
you
Panther
you
movies.
might give my co-star's reaction. He's very excited.
Hey,
Um,
Black Panther is one of the great characters. I love the movies.
yes, same here. Um, but the biggest surprise of that one is we have a new Black Panther, and the new Black Panther will be newcomer David Johnson, who will play T'Challa's son in the film.
Yeah, for those of you who have obviously seen Alien Romulus, he actually plays the android. So that's
Wow.
very that's very
Oh
exciting.
yes, yes. Okay.
Now
See,
you now you see
now
the
that you
main
said
character.
that, okay, all right, now that makes sense.
Yeah,
Um, what's your thought on that casting?
I think it's a good casting because he's a good actor. I've seen him in a couple of things as aside from Romulus.
Hmm.
So I think he's definitely capable of doing it, and I'm all for it. It's just a passing of the torch really. But I'm always going to think about obviously the original T'Challa, that came before.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can't really replace Chadwick, but again, he left a huge shadow behind. It's hard to describe in words. I'm still feeling that pain. I'm still feeling that loss after so many years. I still haven't watched the first film since it happened.
yeah, same. Um,
Maybe I will one day, but just it's still just raw. I'm pretty sure it's raw in the minds of the creators of the film, but they've carried on, and I'm just excited to see what happens in this next evolution of Black Panther.
yeah, same. I don't think. David Johnson would want to replace Chadwick. Because, like you said, no one can really replace him. Can't really live up to the kind of performance that he played in the first one. The first two. No, the first one. Sorry, first one.
Yeah.
And I think, excuse me, I think he'll do a great job. But he'll do his own version of Black Panther. But like you said, no one can replace Chadwick. But I still think he'll do a good job.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so there was also a lot of buzz, obviously, from Avengers Doomsday at the con. Which, by the way, we thank you for the views on our reaction to the trailer so far. It's still climbing, so thank you for that. But yeah, a lot of stuff has happened in that. Obviously, they're not revealing too much. They did reveal a secret trailer for that, and we have most of the cast members in there. In fact, we have a return of a very well-known character in there, Haley Atwell, who plays Peggy Carter. So obviously, we kind of figured she was going to be in the film anyway because of, well, she's Mrs. Steve Rogers.
Yeah. She even said she tried to hold on to the secret as long as she could during an interview that she did.
Yeah.
But no, I'm definitely excited that they asked her to come back and that she'd want to come back because, she's Peggy Carter.
Yeah.
And obviously, the last time we saw the character was in Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah.
Where she was, what was it again? She was kind of Captain America, right? I mean, she was
I think she was Captain Britain, I think.
Captain Britain, yeah. Where she was killed by Wanda, technically.
I still have never forgiven Wanda for that. I will never forgive her for that.
But
It was my girl, for God's sakes.
she was mine too.
Hey.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Excited to have her back. Hopefully they have a good story for her in this movie.
Yeah, I hope so too. What was exciting about the panel was you actually got to see a number of Avengers together along with the X-Men. And that was something that we didn't think of, when the X-Men originally came out back in 2000. So it's quite the journey, and I'm very glad for it.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, you had James Marsden, Rebecca Romaine, and Kelsey Grammer on stage. We don't know if all the X-Men will come back.
We don't know. It's just some speculation, but we don't know.
We don't know. But nonetheless, I was glad to see those three original X-Men on stage.
Yeah.
I mean, even though Kelsey Grammer was in the third one, but
Kelsey loves the character,
I know.
I heard him in another interview that they gave, how much he loved the character, how much he loved being the X-Men, and how much he loved being there.
I know.
Yeah. And in fact, the interview at the time, I asked him, you just recently played Fraser Crane. What's it like becoming full circle with Beast? And he's like, he was at a loss for words, because it was a long time coming.
Yeah.
I think he said broke my heart like 20 something years ago.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. But we also get a little in depth of how different Robert Downey's portrayal of Doom is compared to Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of nice. But there was another surprise in that particular panel. Someone was in a Deadpool costume. And who was it? It was actually Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, he snuck in a Deadpool costume. I just love it when actors sneak in costume and they just go into the panels. And he actually wanted to ask if he could be in the Avengers.
And you could see he was wearing like a gray Deadpool costume.
Yeah. I wonder if this is the same one he stole from Deadpool 2.
Might be.
Yeah. I don't think they said no. I don't know.
Hmm.
Um, they're probably like not right now. That obviously there's good speculation that there's gonna be another Deadpool movie, but again, we can neither confirm or deny that because we don't know ourselves.
No, no, there that is happening.
Oh, officially, you mean?
Well, Deadpool 4, yeah. Ryan
All
Reynolds
right, all
announced
right.
that Deadpool 4 was happening. I think that was last week, I think.
All right. I stand corrected.
Yeah, but we don't know his status on Avengers if he'll be in that movie, so we don't know that. But
Yeah, and there's a debate on whether he should be in the Avengers, but that's for another day.
yeah, um, there was actually an interesting interview with what was it, with Chris Evans. Um, he was at the panel too. He
Yeah.
will be back as Captain America. Well, not Captain America, but as
No,
Steve
no,
Rogers.
man. Yeah,
Nomad. Um, what was interesting, I'll just touch on this for a minute. He said that after 8 years from the character, not playing the character, throughout those 8 years, he said he had different pitches of coming back to the um, Marvel universe, um, and none of them really felt right to him after those 8 years. So people kept pitching him about his character, and it was like so precious to him how he left. He didn't want to tarnish that, you know.
yeah,
After so many pitches, he just thought the story was perfect of how it left, and he didn't want to come back. And then he said his team of agents called him one day, and he said they told him that Robert was in talks of coming back. Um, and then he got a final pitch of him coming back as Steve, and after 8 years and Downey coming back, he thought the timing was right for him to come back to the movies, and I thought that was a very interesting story that he told.
well, I think it's also true because there obviously is a genuine bond between all the Avengers cast members because they went through a lot during the making of those movies. So, if the story is right for them necessarily to have a reunion, yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. But it's definitely gonna be interesting to see how they interact, considering Downey's playing Doom. So,
Hmm.
yeah, so excited about that.
Yeah,
Okay, so there was, I think, not a couple of other ones.
I mean, yeah, there was a clip that they showed during the panel, which we did not see it, of the new movie Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Um,
Yeah,
there was a clip or a trailer being shown that of Hulk and Spider-Man fighting each other. Um, Now that's an interesting fight between Bruce and Peter.
yeah.
We don't know what the fight is about, obviously, because we haven't seen the movie yet. Um,
I suspect that Bruce is being mind controlled again. Same like similar to how Wanda did in Age of Ultron, but we don't know.
we don't know. Yeah, all I know is like from the trailer, Hulk was like, "Bruce not here, Hulk here," something like that.
Which which means the smart Hulk is not in command right now
Yeah.
because Bruce worked very hard to try to keep both of those together. So to
Yes.
separate them in such a way is like, okay, the stakes are really bad now. So where do we go from here? All that stuff. So yeah, the movie's not out until till Friday on July 31st. We have tickets, so we'll be
Yes, we
seeing
do.
that very
Yes, we,
soon.
yes, we do.
So
August 3rd.
yeah, so we're excited about that. It's gonna be a great movie, I think, and it's already gotten rave reviews.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see it.
And
So yeah,
oh, one more thing. I'm sorry. Um, and apparently they are doing a new trailer of Avengers during Spider-Man: Brand New Day. So If you want to
Yeah,
see a new trailer for Avengers, go see Spider-Man.
as if you need another incentive.
Seriously, just go to the theaters and see it.
Yeah. Okay, now there's no official announcement on an X-Men movie yet.
hmm
Because I think they're still trying to figure stuff out, especially with what's going to happen in Doomsday and then in Secret Wars.
hmm
So we're gonna wait and see what's gonna happen there. But we're still gonna get an X Men movie, but we don't know how it's gonna look. How different it's gonna be, and if it's gonna be set in this particular version of the MCU.
hmm
Because the speculation that there is, but considering we had the Fantastic Four, which takes place on another Earth, it's very possible that we could be doing the same route. But we don't know.
No, we don't. So, I mean, I'm very excited for that movie. Um, who knows what the cast will be, but from an interview that Kevin Feige had um, after the panel, I think he's very excited to make that movie also. So he can't give too much. Obviously, he can't give too much away, but I just know he's very
Yeah,
excited to make the movie.
yeah, and we're excited for him to make the movie.
hmm
In fact, Kevin really wanted the Spider-Man and Hulk fight for years.
Well, now he's getting one.
Yep. Okay, I think that's it for the Marvel, announcements. Um, Obviously, there's another big thing, the Comic Con. Star Trek actually celebrates 60 years, and they were covering obviously all of the Star Trek shows that are, have gone past, and also that are currently, in production. Obviously,
hmm
Strange New Worlds is out right now.
hmm
Obviously, they were released that weekly, but there is a new trailer, that have, things, speculations that maybe James T. Kirk will be on the Enterprise sooner than expected. Now, I don't know if this is going to be another alternate timeline, or we've got peeked into the future. It's very possible, but we don't know. The series is actually scheduled to end at season 5, which is going to be released next year, because now we're currently at season 4. But yeah, this was just a celebration, Star Trek and all, the Star Trek shows and movies, and the fans were just went nuts because you had some cast members from different shows
hmm
at this panel.
Yeah, obviously, I've never watched the show, but I will get into it at some point. Um, but yeah, sounds like it's going to be another great season for the show.
Yeah, and it's actually going to be the one of the last shows produced because they're Sundance had bought Paramount, and now they're going to be doing their own Star Trek stuff. So they're doing another movie.
hmm
Um, I believe they did not go ahead with the pitched idea of Star Trek Year One, which is going to take place during James T. Kirk's first year as Captain of the Enterprise. Because in the original series, he's already in the 5-year mission,
Okay.
so they're not going to go ahead with that, even though fans wanted that. But look, when the studios change hands, they're going to throw up everything that's in development and develop their own stuff. So I'm very interested to see where they're going to go with the franchise this time around.
Yeah, no, should be exciting, definitely, for all the Star Trek fans out there.
Yeah.
Um, one more thing I'd just like to touch on, which was pretty cool. They had a Spaceballs panel for the new movie.
Yes.
And it was just it was very cool seeing Rick Moranis again on stage.
Yeah, he was wearing a special dark helmet, in the audience, and people were like, "Where is he? Where is he?" And they were actually recreating the comb through the desert joke, and they had this big ass comb going through the aisles. It's like, is he there? Is he there? Then he lifts the helmet up, and he's there, and the fans just went nuts because, let's face it, we love this guy, we love this actor, we
Yeah,
grew up with him, whether it was Spaceballs or Honey I Shrunk the Kids, you know, Parenthood,
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, the Flintstones.
Yeah,
Yeah. we grew up with this guy, and he was just taken back and just was just emotional by how much people had missed him,
Hmm.
and he wanted a sequel to Spaceballs right away. You see, he actually thought the thing had legs, and he talked to Mel Brooks, the original writer and director of the movie, of the first movie, about it. So now we're getting the sequel, and it's going to be released next year.
That
And of
should be
course,
fun.
of course, they're also making fun of the Phase One, Phase Two of the Marvel Universe and Star Wars. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah, but definitely should be an interesting, fun movie.
Yeah. The last thing we need to talk about is Lanterns. That's a TV show on HBO Max, which
Hmm.
is all about the Green Lanterns. That comes out in August, and they showed a new trailer for that. It looks sick. It's gonna be very exciting. And we actually had Nathan Fillion actually running to the panel. Because I think he just came off of the rookie panel. And he was
Yeah, he
literally
did.
running. So he's like, I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath. I'm like, yeah, Nathan, take it easy. You're fine. You're here. It's great. Of course, Nathan plays Guy Gardner, in Superman. And obviously, he's going to make an appearance in Lanterns. So that's going to be cool.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm very excited to see the show. Trailer definitely looks interesting, fun. So yeah, I'm very excited to check it out.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mismatched buddy cop, vibe to it
Yeah.
because we obviously get the space cop in space, so that's
Hmm.
cool because that's what the Lanterns really are. But
Hmm.
the fact that you have these mismatched characters, Hal Jordan and John Stewart, who's really just coming to his own as a Lantern,
Yeah.
you know, it's fantastic. I'm all for it, and it's definitely grittier than what we've seen so far in the Gun universe. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Kyle Chandler is, you know, playing Hal. Um, so that should be interesting. And what's his name? Aaron. Forgot what was his name again? Aaron.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna
Hold
look
on.
it up.
Hold on. I apologize, folks. I'm so sorry.
It's been
Um,
a long day. It's been a long day.
Aaron Pierre. Okay.
Aaron Beard. Okay.
Yeah. So Aaron Pierre is playing John. Another Green Lantern, John Stewart. For most of you know him, he played Mufasa in the Lion King prequel live action movie. Um, but yeah, should be a definitely a fun TV show. Very
Yeah,
excited.
absolutely. Okay. I think that's it for the news coverage, San Diego Comic Con. Obviously, next time we'll definitely hear it from we're actually on the floor.
Hmm.
But again, that's a year in advance, so let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Now on to our big story. Yes, we saw an epic this past week, and I will say this is an epic. It is Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
Yeah. Um, it was just it was a masterpiece. It was Christopher Nolan. This movie just goes to show what a great and phenomenal director he is. Um, with the cast and with the hiring someone for the score. The score was actually really great.
Oh yeah.
The score was amazing. Um, we did have a little issue seeing the movie. Um,
I'm just reliving that. Okay, so should I tell or should you tell it?
it doesn't matter to me. I mean, I can tell it if you want.
You can
Uh,
go ahead. Go right ahead. I'll only mess it up.
yes, my good friend here doesn't want to relive it, but um, so we got tickets for Monday. So we went to go see the movie on Monday in IMAX. at the Regal Theater in Westbury. And there was apparently a big storm that didn't even know was coming in. So all of a sudden, me and our good friend Andrew, who has been on the show multiple times, me and Andrew were sitting in the car waiting for Mr. Miller here. And all of a sudden we hear rain coming, and all of a sudden it just started pouring down rain, lightning, everything. So we go inside the movie, we go inside the theater, and apparently the lights flicker for about a second or two. Computer shut down. So everything had to be restarted, rebooted. No movies in the theater were starting. So we waited probably about half an hour for the movie to come back on. So we entered the theater. We watch about 25 minutes of the movie, and then all of a sudden the screen goes dark. Screen goes black. And then the emergency lights come on, and then all of a sudden we hear we have to be evacuated from the building.
No! No!
Because they had a power outage. So we leave the building, we wait for about 10 minutes, 10, 12 minutes, and then we're being told that we can no longer enter the theater, and we will be given re-entry tickets to go back into the theater next time. And then we decide to go look for another theater. The movie starts at 4:00. We wait, 20 minutes, and then we go into the theater, and it's probably about 5-10 minutes from where we left off. But that was an experience. We wanted to see the movie in IMAX. Clearly it didn't happen, but at least we saw the movie anyway.
Yes, it was quite the literal journey there. It looked spectacular on IMAX, the footage we saw, the 25 minutes. It really did. And at some point, we'll take another chance and go to a theater, an IMAX theater, to see it, because we really didn't experience that. But we did experience it, obviously in a regular theater, and it looked pretty good, but it looked even better in IMAX, let me tell you. But we were completely enthralled in the story from beginning, middle, and end. This is based on Homer's Odyssey, obviously the Greek poem, which tells the story of Odysseus, how he, helped defeat the Trojans during the Trojan War by coming up with the Trojan horse. So he was very clever. And they had won the war, and after 10 years of fighting, Odysseus, the king of Ithaca, takes his men to sail home. But slowly and surely, they get lost. And stuff happens to them that is like ripped out of your nightmares. And all this time, during the years he's away, there are suitors in his house. They're interested in marrying the queen, Penelope. And his son has to just deal with the suitors, getting angrier and angrier, trying to take the throne. But he has to know what happens to his father. It's so great, that you have these multiple, plot points happening at the same time. It's also great that we didn't get a full, straight, story. The way it happens is we get multiple flashbacks of what happens to Odysseus from what happens in the Trojan War on his journey home. So I thought it was a great way to do the story that way. But I was impressed by the acting. I really thought Matt Damon gave a great performance. Anne Hathaway steals every scene that she's in. My God, this woman's got. I think she's gonna get a nomination.
No, she definitely should. I mean, you're totally right. She stole every scene she did. She's just a tremendous actress. This role was actually perfect for her.
Yeah.
She just, she never lost a step in the movie.
Tom Holland was pretty great as well. Because I kept on like, well, this is not the same young guy anymore. The training wheels are off. And he's really showing his acting muscles. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. I think he could get a nomination. I think Matt could get a nomination of it, being honest, because he gave a great performance as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it was funny because like during like the movie premiere and everything, like Tom actually said like he also joined this movie because it was his last chance to actually play like a boy, like a
Yeah,
like a kid in the movie.
yeah,
Which I thought was very interesting, and to play the son of Matt Damon and Anne Hathaway was he did a really great job also.
yeah. Zendaya's role is limited, but she plays Athena, the goddess of war and wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
But she was very effective. She was pretty much the emotional, anchor for Odysseus, Matt Damon's character. So that was great. And you got a lot of surprises in there, especially for Robert Patterson.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, he's playing more mature roles, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
because I think he's more sure of himself now. He wasn't as sure, I felt, in the Twilight series.
Oh God, I was afraid you were going to bring that up.
I'm going to call those money jobs. I'm going to call them that because that's what they were, money jobs.
That's fair. But yeah, Robert did a great job as well playing the villain in this movie. He kind of played that, greedy, he was very greedy to take the throne and wanted to marry Penelope. Where at the same time, like he wanted to actually kill Tom Holland's character.
There's definitely an arrogance about him, but there's also over cowardice as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we won't give any more spoilers away. Sorry if that was a spoiler for a little bit, but
they got time to see the movie. It's not gonna be a spoiler. We didn't spoil that much.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, and Tom Holland definitely deserve nominations. 100%.
I won't be surprised if this gets a Best Picture nomination.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was very interesting to see Matt Damon's character's perspective on the Battle of Troy.
Yeah, because I've seen other versions of the story. Obviously, I also read the story. From the other versions that I saw, I never got the feeling that he was remorseful for what happened at Troy. He's pardoned it. But here I see it because, again, it takes a toll on you to do something like that. And they did quite a lot during that battle. And he's seeing the destruction and the chaos, and you're like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was very grateful for that. And the effects, my God, they did a lot of, practical effects. That's the best thing about Nolan's, style of filming. He does like practical effects, but obviously there are some CGI elements that you have to put in there. But I couldn't tell, so it was quite nice how they blended together. So that was very effective. And they really built the ships to actually, do a lot of the boat scenes. So they really trained for that. But was another thing was just the locations, the way they were shot. I was like, these are gorgeous. And this is with the very big IMAX cameras. The film is entirely shot in IMAX, which has never been, possible before. And now he actually did it because he wanted to do it for years. What was interesting was that the IMAX camera actually shoots 3 minutes of footage. So they had to keep, reloading the cameras, even during
That's
dialogue
crazy.
scenes. And what was interesting was Tom Holland said this when Matt Damon and Anne Hathaway had a scene together and they kept shooting, they didn't miss a beat after the 3 minutes of footage and they had to change the cameras. They kept going, they kept staying in the zone. I'm like, my God. That's just damn good acting right there. That's just professionalism right there.
Yeah, these are talented actors right there.
Yeah. Yeah, but like we said again, the score was amazing,
Mhm.
because it really brought you into that world. And they actually used some of the instruments, obviously recreations, they're
Mhm.
actually used during that time period
Yeah.
because no one wanted to incorporate that into
Mhm.
the score. So, yeah, I was completely blown away by this film, the way it was shot, the way it was acted, the way it was written, directed. It, I can't say enough good things about it, but I definitely would say you need to see this in IMAX because
100%.
it just looks spectacular on the big
100%.
screen.
Yeah, I mean, again, I wish we could have saw the whole thing in IMAX, but
Uh,
we'll do that. Um, but yeah, it was just a tremendous movie throughout. You know, Christopher is, like I said, one of the tremendous directors in the business. Um, so if you have not seen this, please go see it. Please go see it in IMAX. You will not be disappointed.
yeah, this is the film that has legs. Because it's already making box office numbers. It's like 600 and something million worldwide.
Yeah.
So that's very cool. But yeah, definitely go see it, and you will not be disappointed because you'll be on the edge of your seat. And I was that the whole time because it's just an epic movie. It's an epic movie because they don't make these type of movies anymore.
No, they don't. No, they don't. But I mean, at first I was very unsure about the movie. Um, but as I started to watch the trailer again and then all the performances, I'm just very excited. I'm glad I really saw this movie. So it was just amazing.
Yeah. What was interesting was I hadn't read the book in a long time, and things were starting to come back to me while I was watching the movie. And there were certain sequences I was like, okay, this is in there, this is in there.
Hmm.
One sequence really got to me, and I'm not gonna say what it is because it's a big spoiler.
Hmm.
But yeah, it makes you question how they did it and also your reality.
Yeah.
And for those of you who have seen it and know exactly which sequence I'm talking about, I would like to see what was your reactions to this particular sequence in the comments. I know you know what I'm talking about.
I'm not saying anything. It's for you guys to comment and see which scene he's talking about.
I'll give you a hint. It's the stuff that nightmares are made of. Let's just say that.
Yeah, but I'm I actually got the book for my birthday. Our good friend Andrew got it for me for my birthday. Thank you again, Andrew, for the present. And I will start reading it as soon as possible. I'm actually looking forward to reading the book.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so go and see the Odyssey in IMAX. You won't regret
Mhm.
it. And as we're getting close to July 31st, go and see Spider Man Brave New World because you don't want to miss out, you know, not just on a great movie, but also on a new trailer for the Avengers Doomsday. I can't believe it's going to be still December 18th, which is the same day that Dune 3 is coming out. So it's gonna be a long day to watch those movies back to back, but we're gonna do our best to do it.
Yes, we're definitely gonna do it. It's actually Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Never mind. My
Just
mistake.
no, you're fine. You're fine. Just
It was a long day. It's been a long day.
just thought I'd get you on the right track here for our fellow viewers here.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yes, Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out tomorrow. Go see it this weekend. We'll see it on Monday. We'll give you before the theater reactions and after. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to those.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for us tonight. We'll have some announcements coming up in a couple of weeks, we hope. Some big stuff. But we just haven't had the time to do that, and we need to finalize a couple of things. So
Yeah.
But some big stuff's coming that we're excited about.
Yes, please stay tuned for that. We're hoping we get it done soon.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's gonna be it for us tonight. So, I'm Ian Miller,
I'm Andrew Smith.
and this has been Media Talk with Nolan Smith. Have yourselves a great night.
Good night, guys.
If you'd like to follow us on YouTube, just hit that like button and subscribe.